Andy's Bee stuff here. Today what I'm doing is I'm going to set up my solar wax melter. This is a design I came up with last summer. Saw it on some YouTube videos and kind of made my own design of it. So I start with a top cover just on the ground, empty, deep box. Then I'm going to have a container to catch the wax. You can see I got 2 buckets full of wax sitting here that, you know, I collect burr comb, and if I have old brood comb or drone comb that I want to get rid of, any kind of extra wax, I'll save it and melt it. You can use it for making candles or lip balms, whatever. You can use it to coat plastic foundation if you've got that. So what I do, I've got a roasting pan that I put the wax in, and what I've done in the bottom, I've made like several holes. I used a nail, made several holes for the wax to drain through. Then I put a paper towel to act as a filter, so only the wax goes through, and then you just lay however much wax on top. Now, something I've noticed, propolis doesn't go through very well, so it kind of clogs up your paper towels. But I don't like to put the wax real thick either, and also honey will go through and actually get into your wax, which doesn't hurt anything. But anyway, on top of this chamber where I catch the wax, I've got a deep box, and I've actually put a rail, you can see right through here, put a rail about, I don't know, 2/3 of the way down, so my roaster pan will rest at an angle on this edge where the frames usually sit, down to where the little rail I put in. So you want to line it up, kind of keep it airtight. Bees will get inside and get trapped, so I do everything I can to prevent that. But anyway, I do that. I've got my container to catch the wax. I'm going to put my end that it strains through, I'm going to put that on the downward angle. Set that like so. I'll show you. So it's going to look like this. With the container in the bottom. That sits on there. And then I've got a old window pane that I'll seal it off. And this particular window pane just happens to kind of fit perfectly. And usually I've got a little gap up here under the glass, so I'll usually get a Walmart bag or a plastic bag or something and plug that. Keeps the bees out, and it keeps the cooler air from getting in. This will heat up enough to melt the wax, and it'll drain down into the container below. Then on the back side over here, I'll show you, I've got a couple blocks of wood to angle or prop it up so that it's angled toward the sun. That way you don't have a shadow in the box. And this is the setup. There's the wood. I've got the whole thing angled toward the angle facing the sun, so you'll notice I don't have any shadows in there, and it won't be long and that wax will heat up and begin to melt.